Hey folks, Jason from the Surf Hermits here with a Pi Records Top 5. Top 5 what, you might ask? Well, you know what? I started this video, I hit play, and I don't even know what top 5 we're going to talk about. So, maybe we should talk about top 5 guitars? Well, that doesn't make any sense. That won't be interesting because all 5 of them are the Fender Telecasters. Anyone else who says different is just wrong. You know, I hate to have to say it, but in this age of misinformation, we only want to speak the truth. Telecaster is the one true guitar to rule them all. So, okay, we've eliminated top 5 guitars, no problem. Top 5 bands. That'd be pretty hard. I mean, even heavy-duty music fans would have trouble narrowing it down to 5 that they like. So we won't do that. But we know Public Enemy is probably one of them. And I don't know. Van Halen. Yeah, it's crazy. You couldn't pick a top 5. It's nuts. We'll let someone else do that one because someone else will. Top 5 Taoist cosmological concepts. Yeah, we could talk about yin yang, how the very act of saying the word the universe creates a subject and object, thus creating what we would title as yin yang, which are not absolute things in the universe, but only labels that we apply so that we can have a subject-object relationship with the universe. That'd be one of the top 5, I'd say. Wu Wei, non-action. Does it mean sitting on the couch and smoking weed? No, it does not. It means well-trained and disciplined pursuit of excellence, which results in you not necessarily having to do things to have things get done. Much like if you're driving a car, you're not thinking about how to operate the clutch and all those sorts of things unless you're a new driver, but other than that, you're just driving. All those actions are kind of non-actions in a sense. Playing music could be very much like that, where if you're good enough at music and if you're with people where it can all kind of flow a little bit, then you're not thinking specifically about what's coming next. It's just coming out. That's a form of non-action in a sense, where it's not that there's no action, it just means that there's non-deliberate action, I guess. So that'd be a nice number 2 Taoist cosmological concept. Let's talk about Zuran. That's another good one. Zuran is sort of, roughly you could say nature, but it also means spontaneous, kind of, in the sense that nature is something that does itself. It's not something that's made. It's not something constructed. It's just something that happens when no one else is interfering with things. Yeah, spontaneous is good. That's a good way. Self-arising is another way to translate Zuran. So in a psychological sense, Zuran is something that's unformed in a way. Again, with music, something that self-arises. If you're improvising and something cool comes out, that's Zuran, right? Something has spontaneously come out when the conditions were right for it to happen. I mean, just like a plant. If you got enough sun, right kind of soil, enough water, then things happen kind of by themselves in a sense. So that's number 3, concept of Zuran. Sort of a related concept in a sense, Pu, which is Pu, Romanized. It's in Taoism they call that the uncarved block, where again things are in their basic state. There's not a lot of sort of contrived thought about something. Nothing's been refined a whole bunch. It's something that just is what it is, and an uncarved block can be anything, right? It's sort of potential personified. If you carve the block, then it's something, and you can't uncarve it again. Once you've narrowed it down to something, then it's hard to make it uncarved again. So, from a musical point of view, it's about potential. It's about leaving potential. It's about not narrowing yourself. You know, it's about not just running scales all the time, and so therefore, you know, everything that you do and see and hear happens through this lens of the scales that you've learned. It's about leaving space for things that you can't predict to happen in your own playing, which I think is amazing. For me, those are the musical things that for me are the best. That I enjoy the most of my own work is stuff that surprises me, in a sense. It's like I don't know where that came from. You know, I went for something that I didn't know how to do and got at least some part of it, you know, successfully. You know, that's always an ongoing process, but yeah, it's a nice way to do it. It's almost, I've always been a fan of improvising, even in non-improvised music, sort of, where it's like, you know, you don't know what's going to happen next, but you trust yourself that it'll happen, and that you can make it happen. And so to me, in terms of building musical skill, that's what I want to build it to, where any number of things could happen and they'll work, you know, but I don't necessarily know what those are, right? I don't like to super over rehearse things. I like to leave a little room in there for, like, holy shit, what's going to happen next? And then, you know, you make it happen somehow, or maybe you train wreck it. But I guess that's yin and yang for us, isn't it? So that's a nice number 4 concept, poo. And I can't remember the Chinese translation, but mutually arising, xiangsheng, that is. I think that's what it is, mutually arising. That's where if we create one thing, another thing is created. So we just talked about that. Making things work, or train wrecking the tune, right? Those things don't necessarily exist without the danger of one or the other. You know, if we didn't know what making a tune work was like, then train wrecking the tune wouldn't really mean anything. We wouldn't be train wrecking from anywhere. You know, being on the rails and being off the rails, those are two concepts that appear together in a sense. You know, if there's no such thing as being off the rails, then that's a meaningless concept in a sense. Being on the rails doesn't mean anything. Saying something's beautiful kind of implies that there are things that are not beautiful, or vice versa. So it's kind of a particular Western mindset that we like to pick things that we like and ignore things that we don't. But even by picking things we like, we are creating the concept of things that we don't like, which is a weird way to do things if you think about it. You know, if you only want good things for yourself, then you're actually kind of setting up this whole bad things that you don't want. You're creating your own problems in a funny way. And musically, mutually arising is cool because it's a wide concept, right? Like, you know, we've felt it as musicians and bands. You know, it's like you get together with some certain people and it, like, something is better than all the sum of its parts in a sense. There's something that mutually arises amongst the group that's magic, you know, and that's a neat concept. So there's our 5th Taoist cosmological concept. See, this is why, you know, this is why they should let me do these things. But Ryan's far away. He can't reach over and hit the stop button, so we'll just keep going. So we've kind of eliminated top 5